Hey, what's going on, everyone? This is Christian, and you're listening to TeamOneZone Radio. We have a problem. How can entrepreneurs like us, who see the power and leverage of network marketing, maximize our efforts using the internet to auto-recruit dream prospects and explode our incomes without relying on family and friends or ruining relationships? This has long been the question for many hopeful entrepreneurs. In this podcast, we'll give you the answers. This is Christian Vinderslev, and you're listening to TeamOneZone Radio.
Hello, Wanting Global EMEA. My name is Johan, and I'm going to jump right into this Tuesday training. And it's the second training that we have in this group, which is really exciting. We had Daniel yesterday. He did an amazing job. Really, really amazing. And I love his take on the long-term vision. My topic today is going to be a little bit different. It's going to be what I think is really, really important in this business, and that is storytelling and to know your story and to know other stories. But first, I'm going to share a little bit about my story, of course, because the subject is storytelling. And I know I got told that I should speak slowly because we have the podcast, which the sound is more important. But anyways, my story is I have a background as a professional golfer. I have sort of an untraditional story. I used to play golf professionally. And after that, I injured my shoulder and I moved back to Sweden. I used to live in America and play golf. So I moved back to Sweden, where I'm from originally. And I started working as an employee for about 6 months before I understood that this is not what I was supposed to do in my life. I was not supposed to be told by anyone else where to work and when to come into work and when I could have my time off, vacation, and so on. So I started my own business as a golf coach, as a golf trainer. And I also went and got a degree as a personal trainer and nutrition expert and so on. So I've been running my own company, but I've been selling hours. And for some people can probably relate to that. Selling hours was, for me, it was even worse than actually being employed, because then I had to do all the work. If I didn't go to my job or to my golf course, to the gym, I didn't make any money at all. So I really had to work, and when I was working the most, I was working about 13, 14 hours a day, 6 days a week. And to me, that wasn't what I wanted either, because I wanted time. I wanted the time and money combined. So I had the luck, or how to say it, that I actually had 2 golf students. One of them started a really, really big company in Sweden, which is sold for about €1 billion, and the other one maybe around the same amount. So I started speaking to them, and they told me that if I want time and money, I have to find a way to make money while I'm asleep. So that was the first time I heard about that. And that's about, I think it's about 12 years ago. And that was the first time I actually heard something so untraditionally, because everyone else had told me that I need to get a job, I need to get an education. And of course, I'm not as smart as Daniel, which he's got all those fancy degrees and been working in a bank. So that was the first time someone actually spoke to me like, it's nothing, I mean, just make money while you're asleep. Of course you should do that. So I started looking into it, and after about a year, looking into different things, I got a bit tired because everything costs about maybe €1 million, maybe 500,000 euros, and I didn't have that in my bank account. So, and also another thing that I needed to, if I was to start something as a traditional entrepreneur, it would take me about 3, 4, 5 years before I even started making money. So I went actually back to one of those people that recommended me to make money while I'm asleep, and asked them, is there a different way? I don't want a shortcut because I'm not afraid of working, but I want another way. And they told me about network marketing. And they said, we've never been in the industry, or one of them said, I've never been in the industry, and but I have friends who's made success in it, and just be careful of what company you choose. But also, there's a perfect way to start your own business. You don't have to invest anything. You don't have to take any risk. You collaborate with a company who's done all the research and science and developed products and stuff. So it took me about 6 years to find the right company. So I was looking for about 6 years at different companies. And what struck me at the end of these 6 years is that it's in theory, it's a really good industry. In theory, it's amazing, but I've never seen it work, because it was always, when I was sitting at a meeting, it was always someone who said, well, you only have to work for about 3 months and then you're going to become a millionaire. And I'm clever enough to understand that it's not working like that. I mean, it doesn't work like that. So, and also I didn't see a company that I could actually relate to, or that I could find trustworthy and stable enough. So I was a bit tired, as I said. In theory, I thought it was really good. But then I was in Spain at a golfing trip, and I actually met a guy, and I asked him, what do you do? And he said, I built a company in Sweden for 2 years, and now I've been on a 3-year vacation in Barcelona. And during my 3 years on vacation, my company grew with about 40%. And I felt that's something that I really want. But I'm skeptical. I'm a skeptical person. So I thought, well, how much are you exaggerating and so on? But we had a common friend who actually said you can trust him. And he showed me Nu Skin. And from that day on, I knew that this was what I was supposed to do for the rest of my life, basically. Then he actually had to follow up 12 times. He had to call me 12 times to get me to start, but that's another story. So never, ever stop calling people. I'm just telling you, because I can never thank him enough for actually calling me 12 times. But anyways, when I started Nu Skin, I made quite a fast success. I went from I went to executive brand representative in 4 days. Untraditional way, not social media way, which is I didn't know. I mean, I posted maybe 4 photos on Facebook before I started my Nu Skin business. And then I became a senior brand partner, which is the old Lapis, in 2 weeks. And then I basically quit the business, or I took a break, a long break. There's different, how do I say it? It's different reasons why, because in the beginning I thought it was too easy. For me, it was too easy. And then I understood, of course, it's not easy. But that's another story as well. And you will all understand that it's not that easy. But I also met a girl. She didn't want to do Nu Skin at all. She didn't want to hear about it. She basically didn't want to try the products in the beginning. She was really skeptical. And that's why my interest fell off as well. And you can probably relate. You probably had someone in your team or someone that you know that happened to. They fell in love. But then 8 months later, she woke up and said, I want to do Nu Skin because I want to have the time. And we actually woke up in a hotel, and she said, I want to wake up like this every day. So we started separately, and then we both hit quite a big success again. And then we combined our accounts, so we're working together. But that's basically a little bit about my story. And my topic today is the importance of storytelling and to know your story. I know that, in my opinion, we have so many important stuff that you should learn. Of course, we have System 7, we have, to be core, and we have all these things. But in one way, if I should recommend you to be really, really good at something, is to know your story and to invite people. That's like, if you're gonna dive into stuff and to get really, really good at something, don't study the ingredients in the products. Don't study all the numbers in the company. Study storytelling and study inviting people. That's the two main thing if you're new in this, that's the two main thing I should recommend you to be really good at. And why is storytelling so important? Well, storytelling is basically, in all sales job or in all recruiting jobs, it's not just in this industry, but people will not buy the product, okay? They will not buy the company, they will buy you. And that's a really, really important stuff. And that, for some people, that might be hard to understand in the beginning, but when you talk to someone, they will not remember more than 5% of what you said, but they will for sure remember how you made them feel. And that's why it's so important with storytelling, because you can impact someone with your story. And that's why storytelling, in my opinion, is the most valuable thing to learn in this business. So you should know your story. You should know your story in so many different ways, because now you heard my story, and that's just one of my stories, because I can change my story into 1,000 different ways, depending on who I'm speaking to. So if I know the person a little bit that I'm speaking to, I can change my story into 1,000 different ways, depending on what I think or what I feel that person is being interested in. So if it's a person who has no time, I can speak a lot about how much I worked and how little time I had. If I'm talking to a person who don't have a lot of money, I can speak about how I had to struggle to make all my money. Of course, I made quite a lot of money with my previous job, but I had to struggle so much to make all that money. And if I'm talking to a person who been in the sports, I can speak a lot about the sports. If I'm talking to a person who been studying for quite a while, I can actually speak about, because I have a somewhat of a degree from America, that I can actually speak about that and how that actually is not the way I wanted to take, but the other way, where I'm actually building up my future, my freedom. But also, so just to go through that again, know your story, but also know your story in so many different ways, because you're going to speak with so many different people that knowing your story in different ways is going to be really useful for you in your future job, or in your future business, in your Nu Skin business. Another thing that you should really, really get to know is third-party stories. So get to know your colleagues, get to know the people that you work with, get to know all your different colleagues, distributor colleagues that you have in this business, because a third-party story can be just as strong as your own story. So if the person is completely completely different from you, they have a completely different background, they have a completely different job situation, money situation, whatever it is, learn other people's stories. So another, I can, if I'm meeting let's say a makeup artist that have a completely different background, because I didn't get into this business because of the makeup products. Maybe some of you thought that, but that's actually not why I started this business. But you can meet a person who just loves products and just is really into products. Then I can speak about my colleague who used to run one of Europe's biggest day spa, beauty salons, and she's an extreme expert in products and ingredients and different types of just skincare and makeup products. And I can tell her story, why she chose to start working with Nu Skin. And that can be just as powerful as you actually telling your own story. So everyone, and I'm seeing a comment here, and I know I shouldn't. What if you don't have a story? Everyone has a story. And you don't know that yet, but everyone has a powerful story. And don't be scared of telling your story, because your story will impact everyone, or a lot of people. You have a story, and don't be scared to tell that story as many times as possible and to as many people as possible. Because if you're completely new in this business, of course you have a story. You have a background, and you have a why you're doing this business. That's enough for a story. You don't have maybe a long background in this business, but you still have a background. You lived at least 18 years, and you have a why you're doing this business, because otherwise you wouldn't be here. So you have your story, and you can tell your story. So, and the other one that I spoke about is, of course, the third-party story. So get to know as many colleagues as possible, and speak to people at events. I mean, we have one of the absolutely biggest and most important weekends coming up. It's Tarragona, as Daniel spoke about yesterday. This is probably the biggest and most important event in your life. If you're new in this business and you're wondering, should I go there, should I not go there? Of course you should be there. That's where you're going to hear all the stories. That's where you're going to meet all the people. And that's where you're actually going to evolve your business into knowing so many third-party stories. And my suggestion to you, when you go there, not if you go there, but when you're there, speak to as many people as possible. Just look at some of the comments here. Just look at some of the people speaking in this trainings and stuff, and just walk up to them and listen to their story, learn their story, and share your story to them, because then you're going to be helping them as well. So the most important thing for you now, if you're new in the business, or if you've been in the business for quite a while, or maybe don't have the success that you do, learn your story and share your story to as many people as possible. And go to Tarragona, to Success Summit, and learn so many stories. And you're going to be hearing so many amazing speakers on stage. You're going to be hearing their stories and other stories as well. So it's not a question of if you should go to Tarragona. It's more of a question of why, if you can afford not to go to Tarragona. That's the most important question. And the last part that I'm going to speak about is actually to have posture when you speak about your story. So I told you in the beginning that people will not remember what you said. They will remember how you made them feel. Okay? So posture could be a physical posture. Okay? So not like this. If you're in a podcast, you can't hear me. You can't see me. So shoulders down, hunched back and maybe looking down. That's not to me, that's not a good posture. That's not a good physical posture. Okay, so get your shoulders back, get your chest up, get your chin up, and look people in the eye when you speak to them. Okay, that's a good physical posture. Then you have a mental posture, which is never to excuse yourself. Never ever to excuse yourself about doing this business. Okay, this is probably the best business and the best business opportunity everyone in the world will ever see. So never ever apologize. And it changed so many people's lives for the better, more than anything I've ever seen in my life. So always have a good posture, a good mental posture when you speak to people. Never excuse yourself. Be proud of what you're doing. Be proud of yourself. Be proud of your story. As I said, someone asked here in the comments, what if you don't have a story? Everyone has a story, and be proud of that story, because you can always use it in this business to inspire other people, to get people to feel what you're feeling, or to actually see what you're seeing. And that's why your story is so important. That was it for me. I hope you've learned something. I hope you can take some of this into your business and actually use it. As I said, go to Tarragona, learn even more stories, learn about other people, and hopefully I'll see you there. Thank you so much, and have a great day. Oh yeah, and tomorrow, don't miss out on Tyler Blue, which is having the presentation tomorrow, Wednesday. I'm super excited about this. I see that you're listening, Tyler. I'm really, really excited about listening tomorrow. So the same time here in this group, or later on at Spotify and different podcasts. So thank you so much for today, and don't miss out tomorrow. Tyler Blue is speaking tomorrow. So hopefully I'll see you in the comments tomorrow. Have a great day. Bye.
Thanks for listening to another episode of TeamOneZone Radio. Hope you like what you've been hearing so far. Please drop us a review and make sure to subscribe to hear all the latest strategies we're using to grow our business online. Would you like free training for your downline on 5 automation secrets that you can use to grow your own network marketing business? Well, just jump on over to TeamOneZone.com and grab your free automation power pack today.